السلام عليكم طلاب المرحلة الأولى الدراسة الصباحية. This lecture will be about phonetics and phonology and what's the difference between these two terms. Then we will shift to the other subject which is organs of speech and because it's important to understand how the sounds of English language are pronounced, and we can classify the sounds according to the place of articulation and the manner of articulation. Unit 1, Introduction. We have to know what's the importance of these two terms, phonetics and phonology, and then to know the difference between these two terms. Phonetics is the scientific study of speech sounds themselves, how they are made, how they are perceived, and the physicals involved. Phonology is the scientific study how the sounds are organized into systems for each individual language. For example, how the sounds can be combined and how they affect each other. إذن هذين المصطلحين حتى نميز بيناتهم. المحاضرة اللي تجي اللي بعد هذه المحاضرة راح ناخذ الكونسونانس اللي هي الأصوات الصحيحة والفاولز اللي هي الأصوات العلة، حتى نميز بين ذني المصطلحين اللي هي الفونetics. هو علم يدرس الأصوات how they are made، بما أنه احنا راح ناخذ ال organs of speech and it's important because in order to know how they are made, the sounds itself. So is the scientific study of speech sounds themselves, how they are made, that the place of creating the sounds inside the mouth, inside our mouth, it is according to the process of breathing and how the lungs push the air out of your mouth with the obstruction of your tongue with the other articulators in your mouth. We can produce the sounds itself. So this is the term or how to define phonetics. Phonology, to define it, is the scientific study how the sounds are organized into system for each individual language. For example, how the sounds can be combined and how they affect each other. After studying the phonetics and how the sounds are made, we have to know how the sounds affect each other, the relationship between the sounds inside the word and the word inside the sentence. It's called phonology. Okay, now we have to make difference between accent and dialects. Accent, they are pronounced differently by people from different geographical places, different social classes, different ages and educational backgrounds. But dialects used to refer to variety of language which is different others, not just in pronunciation but also in such matter as grammar, vocabulary and word order. إذن حتى نعرف الاختلاف بين الأكسنت والدايلكت. الأكسنت related to the how we can pronounce the word or how we can talk with difference in pronunciation according to the geographical places, according to the social classes and according to the age and educational backgrounds. But dialects, it's related to variety of language, how the people are using the words in their language and also how they are using grammar in their language. This is the difference between accents and dialects. مثلا in بلدنا العراق احنا السوث والنورث والايست والويست اكو اختلاف بالنطق، يعني جماعة الغربية يختلفون عن جماعة الجنوب والشمال يختلفون بالنطق، لكن between the other countries, between Iraq and Syria and Egypt, there's some differences as they are using the words when they are talking. This is the difference between accent and dialects. Organs of speech. This is a diagram وبشكل توضيحي يوضح الارتكليترز اللي هو أجزاء النطق. Organs of speech. There's nose, mouth, teeth, lips, tongue, pharynx, larynx. All of these articulators are important as we are studying the sounds of English language, because by using or with the helping of these articulators we are pronounce the sounds of English language or any language in this world. So the tongue can be divided in 5 parts. The alveolar اللي هو سقف الفم يقسم إلى أكثر من جزء اللي هو soft palate, hard palate والalveolar ridge. All of these parts are important. وعندنا vocal cords or vocal folds اللي هي الحبال الصوتية. They are helping us in order to push after pushing the air. There's some sounds coming from this part of your body. Remember this diagram as we are studying or defining each one part of this diagram or the articulators itself. Organs of speech. Speech sounds are the result of muscles contracting. Such muscles produce the flow of air that is needed for speech sounds after passing through the lungs اللي هي الحنجرة. The air goes through the vocal tract اللي هي الحبال الصوتية. There's a large and complex set of muscles that can produce changes in the shape of the vocal tract. Different parts of the vocal tract are called articulators, organs of speech, and the study of how sounds are produced is called articulatory phonetics اللي هو المنظومة الصوتية اللي ساعدنا على النطق الأصوات اللي تتكون منها اللغة. The articulators اللي هي أجزاء النطق. The pharynx اللي هو البلعوم is a tube which begins just above the lungs اللي هو أعلى الحنجرة. It is about 7 centimeter long in women and about 8 centimeter in men, and at its top end it is divided into one part being the back of the mouth and the other being the beginning of the way through the nasal cavity. If you look in your mirror with your mouth open, you can see the back of the pharynx. The second part or the second articulator, the velum or the soft palate, is seen in the diagram in a position that allows air to pass through the nose and through the mouth. This part is very important as we are pronouncing the sounds of English language. Yours is probably in that position now, but often in speech it is raised so that air cannot escape through the nose. The other important thing about the velum is that it is one of the articulators that can be touched by the tongue. When you make the sounds k and g, the tongue is in contact with the lower side of the velum, and we call these velar consonants. We will study it later. So this is the second term of the articulators. Third one, the hard palate اللي هو the roof of the mouth, سقف اللسان. You can feel its smooth curved surface with your tongue. Next one, the alveolar ridge, is being the top front teeth and the hard palate. You can feel its shape with your tongue. Its surface is really much rougher than it feels, and it's covered with little ridge. You can only see these if you have a mirror small enough to go inside your mouth, such as those used by dentists. Sounds made with the tongue touching here, such as te and de, are, are called alveolar, and you can taste that and you can feel that how the tongue touch this part. Next one. The tongue is of course a very important articulator, and it can be moved into many different places and different shapes. It's usual to divide the tongue into different parts, so there are no clear dividing lines within the tongue. The tongue on a larger scale with these parts shown: tip, blade, front, back, and root. This use of this use of the word front often seen rather strange at first. The importance of the tongue, or the articulator of the tongue, more used when we are pronounce the sounds of the vowels, or most of the sounds that we can produce it or create it as we are talking about the vowel sounds. We can use the tongue as to move up and down in order to produce the vowel sounds. Next one, the teeth, upper and lower. As you know, we have two part of teeth, the upper side and the lower side, are usually shown in diagrams like figure 1 اللي هو اللي مثل ما أخذنا organs of speech. Only at the front of the mouth, immediately behind the lips. This is for the sake of simple diagram, and you should remember that most speakers have teeth to the sides of their mouth, back almost to the soft palate. The tongue is in contact with the upper side teeth for many speech sounds. Sounds made with the tongue touching the front teeth are called dental. We will study that in the next lecture, how the sounds are created or produced with the help of teeth, as the upper teeth, to talk in a special way. The last part, the lips, are important in speech. They can be pressed together when we produce the sounds p and b, proud and to contract with the teeth, as in f and v, or rounded to produce the lip shape for vowels like u and o. Sounds in which the lips are in contact with each other are called bilabial, while those with lip to teeth contract are called labiodental. راح ناخذ هذه الأصوات الصحيحة اللي هي consonants sounds، وراح نصنف هاي الأصوات حسب مكانها ومكان نطقها. منها نسميها dental، منها نسميها labiodental، منها نسميها alveolar، منها نسميها bilabial، and according to the place of articulation، يعني حسب مكان نطقها نجي نصنف على هذا الأساس. Then lips are very important in speech, and you can imagine that without lips, imagine how you can pronounce the sounds without helping the lips. This is the two subjects in Unit 1 and Unit 2, as I explained, phonetics and phonology and the organs of speech, because we have to understand all of these terms and the relationship between these articulators in order to explain and to be clear for you when you are studying consonants and vowels. Good luck, my students. Thank you.